Hello and welcome to DansDen Live number 35. I'm quite tired because I've been showering and I've just got out the shower, and as you can see, I'm still wet. I didn't hair dry my hair, so there's going to be drips coming from me, and it might land on my t-shirt. It's going to look like I'm filthy, but hey ho, there you go. It does mean also that I'm just a little bit like, oh. So slowly the energy will build again. Also, it might look like have I got red eyes? Yeah, and it's because of all the sweat in my eye. It's hot out there, man. So yeah, 4.5 miler, done the exercise afterwards, and that is my week of exercise. That means this week I've run 17 miles, pretty much. Well, no, closer to 18 miles. Close to 18 miles, sorry. Because when I say 4.5, I'm actually rounding it up, but don't tell anyone. So it's closer to actually 17.5 miles. I love all this messing around I do. No, it's not important. But nonetheless, I'm proud of myself because that's 17.5 miles more than I did last week. And of course, we'll use more than 17.5 miles I do after that. So there you go. This week, or today, sorry, I've got to get the quiz ready, haven't I? I'm never prepared. I always just jump on at the last minute and just like, hey, what should we do today? But do I want to do a quiz, or actually, do I want to read from this book? One thing I haven't done. You seem to enjoy the reading, so actually, I've got another book. And I'm thinking 3 different books a week might be really nice to work on, certainly for the next month or so, apparently. So hang on, let me just... So this book here. Hey, Ethan, what's up, dude? Good to see you, man. How you feeling today? You feeling a bit better? A bit better? I am looking at this book called Tools of Titans, right? And it's the tactics, routines, and habits of billionaires, icons, and world-class performers. Now, of course, I don't know how many of us in here are trying to be billionaires, but there might be some good stuff in here. Like there's interviews with like Arnold Schwarzenegger and other people who are famous and popular and successful. So I thought, actually, why not? But then I haven't actually looked through it. So I'm still looking at what kind of things could work. I thought it was actually just, people telling stories, but it looks like there's actual tips and stuff in here, which is ridiculous. But could do. Have a look at that. I'm all right, mate. Thank you very much. I was saying, I've as usual, I've come back from my run. I think this is going to be it. So Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, when I go up live, I would have pretty much just finished exercising. So I'm clean. I've showered and washed everything, but I'm just like a bit down on the energy levels, which is cool because it means I'm not all over the place, but it also means that by the end of this I'm going to be absolutely pooped. So it's really just trying to excuse me, monitor and maintain and sustain the energy levels as I go. But other than that, I'm good, mate. I'm good. I'm looking forward to the weekend. It's bank holiday. It's funny, it was really sweet was today's bank holiday, obviously, so people are chilling, and I got a message from my boss being like, I said I was going to contact a student today, and they're like, you do know it's bank holiday today here. Just because it's bank holiday doesn't mean this doesn't exist. So I'm going to make sure that, this is happening. Ethan, how is the Nether treating you? How is it? Because I have a feeling you're already there. I have a feeling now this is my guess, is either, Ethan, you have got through the Nether and you've got the things you needed, or you're like, 70, 80% of the stuff you needed, you've got, or it has all gone wrong. So where are you with it? I feel like you're already there. You must already be at the ether. Unless, of course, you're playing another game, which is perfectly possible and perfectly acceptable. Who knows? Right. Did I say I was going to talk about something else? Or pickup artists? God, can I go into that today? I just don't know. Oh, wrong one. Hang on. What am I looking at? There, that's what I'm looking at. Oh, no. Crap. See, this is why I've got to slow down and take a breath with everything. Just take a breath. Deep breaths. Ooh, woosah. Slow down. I've delayed it to build a bigger house. Okay, fair enough. Cool. And a bigger house means you could... Actually, that's something I don't know. Like, a lot of the time, the bigger houses just seem like aesthetics, right? They're just for looks. But because it seems like there's almost an unlimited amount of storage. Not unlimited, but the limit on what you can put in like a storage box is pretty high. So, and obviously there'll be stuff that you need at the beginning of the game that you don't need towards the end. So it kind of loops around. So what would be a bigger house? What's the benefits of a larger house? Better stuff, or room for better stuff? I don't know that one. And it seems like a silly question, but I'm, still curious about it. What is this? Okay, yes, fine. And then, yep, sure. What is it? There's something today. I'm just looking at my calendar. It is at 4. That's what I thought. Yeah, hour and a half. Okay, fine. Cool. Cool. Yeah, walk me through. What are the benefits of a bigger house? Okay, right. What am I going to do is go to this. Let's see what comes up here. Ooh, okay, interesting. Yes. Ooh, okay, interesting. Yeah. Okay. Okay. This sounds interesting. What's this? Right. Interesting. Okay. Okay. That's interesting. More storage, more space. Yeah, fair enough. That's it. That's the only kind of, yeah, okay then. Makes sense. All right. Right. Ooh. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, okay. Right. Okay. No, that's not going to be it. What else? I'm trying to think of a quiz topic now that would be good. Ethan, what have you got? What do you reckon would be a good one to do? Because I'm thinking of doing something perhaps a little bit more challenging, but then it could actually be quite straightforward and simple. So I'm trying to think what, we've done quite a few, and that's why I was thinking about reading something, because I'm like, there's only so many different quizzes I can do before I'm just like, oh God, what's next? Oh, no, see, that one's boring. Oh gosh, what can we do? No, I've done that one. No. Oh, I'm really stuck here because a fun quiz. And what's something that everyone knows? Something fun that everyone knows. What could it be? I'm wiped. I'm really wiped, Ethan. I'm really struggling today, clearly. Perhaps as I rehydrate myself. Is this almost empty? Go on, Ethan. That's a great idea. Yes, let's see what we've got in there. Thank you. Fantastic. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Period. Oh, look at this. Period. As in period, full stop, not period as in the menstrual cycle. Okay. Nice. Okay, then. Yeah, good. Excellent. All right, dude. Fantastic. Excellent. Round of applause, Ethan. And by the look of things so far, you're going to be the winner of this quiz because ain't nobody here. But that's cool. I'll get that quiz up and I'll get the this up here, the scoreboard, and then we'll go with it. I'll tell you now, actually, Ethan, as you're the person here, I bought a new game myself. I'm really into. I guess in a way, the reason I like Terraria so much is similar to the reason I like kind of city building games so much. I have this real thing with like model railways, and I never really understood. I think it's purely a nostalgia thing because my grandfather had a model railway and a Scalextric track, and then my dad built one in our garage. He's going to build another one, and it was in the last kind of couple of years that I suddenly started like thinking to myself, do you know what? When I retire, I'd really love to build like a proper model, not even a model village, like a model city, like with buildings and grass and fields and like the whole thing. And I find it really fascinating. And then I was into city games, building games back in the day. So like Sim City and stuff like that. And I don't know what it was, but it was watching the cars just drive around the street. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it really, yeah, something it just really gets me in a place of joy and happy. It's like, I think maybe it's because it's the purest memory I have of just joy back in my childhood. So now I just love building them. And then there's a couple of, obviously games have gotten a lot more sophisticated lately. So there's two games. There's one called City Skylines, which is beautiful. And it's basically, a situation where, you obviously you build a residential area or commercial area, industrial, the usual stuff in city building games. But there's so much more to be considered because, as with city building games, every civilian has a job and they are on the road driving to said job. And so traffic becomes a very real problem, or problem to solve. And the traffic is determined by, obviously how many people are on the road, but how the road is laid out. If you have junctions too close together, the cars will stop too much, which means the flow of traffic isn't constant, which means you get traffic jams. And if you get traffic jams, then people aren't getting to work. And if people aren't getting to work, taxes aren't being paid, money's not being made, and you lose money. So literally, if you get traffic jams, you lose money. So you have to have a flow of traffic that's constant. But it's not as easy as that, because it means that roundabouts have to be well put together, and you have to consider the AI and its ability to think about what lane it needs to be in to change, and whether or not the AI is changing the lane at the right time. So actually, it's less a city building game and more like a traffic manager. But I love it. Because then what that means is, if you put in, say, more public transport, there's going to be less people on the road, which is great. But then, of course, you have to think about how much money you're spending on public transport, so that you're not spending more on public transport, people are using it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But then what I did was I made all the public transport in my city free for everyone. And then suddenly my income per month it went up like 10 grand. And I was like, right. So because everyone's able to get to work, actually, it's better for me to just pay out on the public transport and let everyone use it for free, so that other people who don't want to use it can go to work and everything's fine. Because it's not only people getting to work as well. The other problem is, on the roads, you have trucks, right? Big lorries and stuff coming in from out of town. And the more industry you have, the more trucks that will go in there. And all they want to do is go in, drop off their stuff and go out. But sometimes they drop off something one place, then go to another place and drop it off there, which means you need to have a whole network that allows for the trucks to come into the city and move around and they leave, while not getting in the way of all the people trying to get to work. So and then you've got the fire department, police department, hospital department, the cemeteries. So hearses need to get to where they need to go. The garbage trucks need to get to where they need to go. So you need to make sure that everyone has free reign to move around the city as quickly, as easily as possible. And you can Google, go on YouTube and watch some of the videos. It's mad, some of the cities that people are able to build. They're absolutely stunning. But it's all based around the road network and how fluid it is. And it just gets really intricate. And I find it just amazing. It's really cool. So I bought this other game recently called Transport Fever, which is like an old game I used to play, which I love, called Transport Tycoon. And that was like back in the 90s. I absolutely love that game, because it was literally setting up transport networks. So in this game, you can start later, but you can start as early as like 1850, where they had horse-drawn carts, and you're setting up networks of passengers going back and forth. But also you're setting up networks of sending grain to the right place to be turned into food. But then that food then needs to be delivered into a town. And if you're not picking up enough grain, they stop producing it. And if you're not delivering enough food, they stop asking for it. So really you want to make sure that line is complete, like right the way through from beginning to end. Otherwise it falls apart. And but the other challenge at the moment for me is that earlier on in the game you start the game, whether on easy, medium, or hard, and I'm playing on easy right now, and I'm still like, oh my God, is that the running costs of having the roads up and having the vehicles, if you're not making enough money, then just running it all on its own is going to cost you so much. And therefore you really have to be careful about the distance between each stop you're making, and, making sure that there's enough people or goods at a location to be picked up, to move, and there's enough time for them to drop the stuff off and make the payment before the running costs supersede the amount that you're making on it. So there's loads to think about. And you'd think it'd just be, from my experience playing Transport Tycoon, the easiest thing to do is literally you set up a line. You just buy 5 buses or 10 buses, and you set them off on this route, and you can send them in Transport Tycoon. You could send them around like 10 different cities and just let them go. And you're like, cool, that's going to make me loads of money. We're fine. But in this one, you can't do that, because you'll find that the running costs of all of the buses will actually end up being more expensive than the income of the service of all the buses. So you really have to measure it really carefully. Because money goes like that, like the money spent, boom, really, really quickly. But so you have to really be careful about it. But it's really taken up my attention, and I love it. I love that sort of stuff. And of course, because they're simulations, technically, you'll have, I mean, City Skylines doesn't focus so much on the models. So you can mod the game. So obviously it's on Steam on the computer. I know that is on the console though. So Ethan, you could definitely get City Skylines on your console. It's definitely there. I don't know about mods. I don't know how that works, but yeah, you can't. There's no like, you know, the trains are trains. They're always trains. It's a modern day. City Skylines is just modern day, and there's not really an evolution of time per se. Whereas in Transport Fever there is. So it starts off in 1850, horse-drawn carts, and then as time moves forward, slowly the technology gets better, the machines get faster, more efficient, they can carry more stuff, etc., etc. And you can actually look at the model. So you're actually looking at two horses pulling a cart along with the goods in the back of it, or you can look at two horses pulling like a carriage along, and you can see the passengers in it. And at the beginning, it's like 5 passengers at a time. There's 5 people, which is nothing. So yeah, and you know, have a look at them. Just Google you like videos and stuff, because I love that stuff. I really do, and I think that's why I got into Terraria, because it's about the. I love the exploration in Terraria. I did play Minecraft, but I didn't pick it up quite so much. But Terraria, I loved the visuals. That really drew me. The accessibility is really easy to pick up and just get in touch with it. But also, yeah, it was the exploration and finding the next best thing and getting the armor on and, you know, all that. I loved it. I really, and actually, like I said before, I miss it. But it's like many games. I can predict already how my time will be sucked away just by using playing Terraria, because it really does suck away the time. Not that these games don't. I mean, they really do. The time just passes like that in these games so quickly, but I get really hooked on it. It's really great. Right, Ethan, I think it might just be you and me today, which is fine. So if you want, we can do the quiz, but you know, if you want to get those points in, I would. But yeah, it's up to you completely. So I'm going to read out the first quote for today. Let's read out that. Or if you want, Ethan, you don't have to do the quiz, but what you can do, if you like, is I can read a chapter from The Art of Being Brilliant and then just read that to you while you chill. And then, yeah, we can call that a day. It's your call. You'll do the quiz. All right, cool. All right, then. Let's get those points in, mate. Let's get you all caught up, yeah? Let's get you all caught up. All right, then. Let's see. Here we go. Okay. No, not that one. No, not that one. I'll do this one. Mary Oliver. Tell me what it is you plan to do with your one wild and precious life. And oh god, that could go. Oh god, my mind immediately went just down the rabbit hole of all things in that. So tell me the one thing you want to do with this wild and precious life. You know, it's like I read in the beginning of that book, From Good to Amazing. He said, you know, ultimately everyone wants happiness, but of course happiness is different things to different people. But in that regard, it's all well said and done, you know, fine, fantastic. But what you could argue that the whole purpose of life is actually to discover what your happiness is. Because to just look for happiness, people still will default back to the idea of my happiness is what other people say my happiness is. And again, if we're not looking at how we're feeling, if we're not practicing self-awareness and really putting into practice those little moments of, is this really the way I want to go? Or is this really the thing that I want to do? Then we might fall into the trap of going, oh, I am happy with all the stuff I have, but for some reason I'm not happy. Like I've done everything I'm supposed to do, but I'm not happy. And actually, I feel like that's probably another one of the things with teenagers is that but there's so many different things that happen when you hit teenage years. It's ridiculous. It's such a challenge. No, Ethan, actually, that's a really good point. I'll speak to that. I will speak to that. It's the fact that, you know, there's this thing of I'm trying to do everything that's asked of me, and yet there's still being more asked of me. So what's the point of me doing more? Because when I do more, you're just going to ask more of me again, right? And it kind of speaks to the thing again of, well, what do you want to do? How do you want to spend the time that you have? How do you want to be in this moment? Hello, Veronica. How are you? Welcome in, Veronica. Was everything all right yesterday? Did you have a good day? Yes. How's it going? So the quote, Veronica, just so you know, is tell me what it is you plan to do with your one wild and precious life. So Ethan, yeah, your comment about happiness, something can only make us happy for so long. Yes, absolutely. That's correct to a degree. I'm fine, thank you, Veronica. I'm a little played down today because I went for a run this morning. I'm just feeling I think what it is actually, and I'm going to stop trying to force it. See, this is a direct practice, Ethan, of what you're saying is what made me happy before was being really super energetic and being lively and here and present in these videos. But actually what I want right now, if I check in with myself and have a little moment and just be like, hang on a minute, like what's going to make you happy right now is actually just relaxing, just taking it easy, not trying to force energy and vibrancy and electric stuff into this. Just relax, take it easy, because, I know that you don't necessarily watch this because I'm lively. It might be because of the topics that we talk about and the stuff that we discuss, that kind of thing. So I can just actually go, do you know what? I'm just going to relax, just take it easy, have a good time, have a good chat. That's it. So it requires a change, but it requires checking in. What do I really need right now? Actually, one of the episodes I recorded yesterday on the podcast, the guys told me he wanted to talk about relationships, right? So we started recording and we got halfway through the conversation and I was like, we're not really getting anywhere with this. Like, I don't like what's going on. And I had to ask the guy, what is it you really, really want right now? And he was like, what, with relationships? I said, no, just in general. And he went, I want to get my money right and move out of my house. And I was like, why are we talking about relationships then? Do you know what I mean? Like, what are we doing? Why are we talking about something you don't really want? What's the point in that? And I think that speaks to what you're saying there, Ethan, is something can make you happy, but eventually, yeah, it might change. It might change. And I don't think we sit going, this will change at some point. I don't think that's a healthy way of enjoying stuff, is going, this will end at some time. Unless we're anchoring that on the reason to enjoy it more, right? If we have at least if we let a moment come into our head to say, this will be over soon, then we can go, well, then I better enjoy it as much as I can now, instead of going, oh, well, everything comes to an end, right? Because yeah, maybe what made us happy before won't make us happy now. But there's actually something else that goes deeper than that. And it's a work that comes from a friend of mine, Joey Chandler, who works in this purpose area. But actually, do you know what? I say that this is something that's been embedded in certain cultures in the world for a long period of time. So actually, this is embedded in certain religious backgrounds and certainly in kind of the cultures in the East, right? Of what's your purpose and finding that out. And the concept being that from the moment you're born, even from the moment you're conceived, you are going to be, there's going to be a purpose in you. And it's not a purpose in terms of a practicality. It's not like you are conceived and therefore you're going to be a train driver, or you're going to be president or prime minister or whatever. No, it's more of a case of there's something that's going to be instilled in you that you are going to want to experience time and time again. And I'll give you an example of this. And you're going to want to emanate that into the world. And it's something that brings you life, something that fills you up, not something that makes you angry or frustrated or something that gets you upset, something that makes you feel energized in a very natural way to make you want more of it. And it's actually the underlying sensation we get in what we do. And so what this culture suggests is that we are always living in our purpose in some degree, but it's two different degrees. Some people are doing it less, some people are doing it more. And I've been practicing this for quite some time. And it's amazing because whenever I come to a place of friction or difficulty, I'm thinking to myself, what's wrong? What do I need right now? What's missing from my life right now? And I actually take it back to the level of purpose. Like, so for me, one of the things that's really important to me is excitement, right? Another thing that's really important to me is a kind of sense of rawness, no fluffing stuff. I like things that are just really bare boned and really raw and vulnerable. I also like things that are authentic and real, stuff like that. And there's a couple of other things. So that means I like things that are new. I love new things, new ideas, new concepts, and I get drawn towards them. But that means that what I want to put out into the world is excitement. I want to put out something new. I want to give people a new perspective on things, and I want to. I am pretty much, what you see is what you get. At least I hope that's what you get. You feel like you really get who Dan is, right? And you don't feel like I'm ever trying to show it off or put on a front or put on a mask. I'm always me. And that's my purpose, right? And it's got nothing to do with my job, right? I haven't mentioned anything about my job or my partner or my hobbies or nothing. That's it. It's what those things represent to me. So, and that also means that if I want to find excitement, then I can find it in many different places, right? And actually it explains why I'm so drawn to this, why I love this so much. Yellow is the color of fun. It's a bright color. It's exciting. It stands out, right? And so I'm drawn to it immediately. That's why I like wearing bright colors and things like that. But it means I can find it in different places. I can find it in my flask. I can find it in my clothes. I can find it in my activities, in my language, in my words, in my energy. And then I can see, and that's why, you know, it could explain why I love theme parks so much. It's exciting. I love the adrenaline. I love snowboarding and things like that, because there's that excitement in it. And I want to be able to do more things in that area, because it will all be new. And so that when I get to that level, actually, those things will be constant, because actually when I look at the time I've been alive, that's always been the things that I've wanted. When I think about the times that I've been lit up and excited about stuff, one of those things have dipped into it. It's been fun. It's been exciting. It's been quite bare boned, you know, or at least I've been able to put my kind of rawness into it. It's been new all the time. And I can tell, because the moment something gets familiar, I start to lose interest in it. The moment something starts to get into a pattern, I can predict it, I lose interest, because I'm like, well, I know what's going to happen. The story's written in my head and it doesn't fill me up anymore. So I'm like, I don't know. And I think that's why when I do these, that's why I don't plan ahead, because otherwise, if I planned every single episode ahead, I would just be like, oh, I kind of would go into it going, well, this is already done, even though it's not. This is already done, right? This episode's already done in my head. So now I've got to live it. It's like I've got to do it again. I've got to do it twice. I've done it once in my head. I've got to do it again. Whereas if I come into these with literally a bare-boned approach, not knowing what's going to happen, not knowing what the conversation's going to come up with, then it leaves it that little bit air of excitement for me, right? So for example, Ethan, if I'd have picked the quiz before you had, you know, I'd already know what we're doing, and that would be it. And it might be a little bit less exciting, but because I left it to you, I was like, come up with something. You came up with self-care. Look how excited I got. I was just like, oh yes, perfect, fantastic, good. And it wasn't just because I couldn't think of anything. It was because actually it's a really good idea to do a quiz on that. Something that we haven't done before. It's new. It's like, yeah. So that means that I can find happiness as long as I understand what my purposes are, right? And my purpose sits in excitement, new and authentic. And you can have your own ideas about it. Your excitement could come from exploration, right? Which could represent newness. Your excitement could come from learning, knowledge, right? Which could mean that growth is a purpose of yours. It could come through connection. It could come through meeting new people or building really strong relationships with people. But you have to figure that out for yourself, because once you figured that out, and this is actually the answer to that question, what do you really, really want? You know, you've seen me ask that question before when I've asked you, what do you really want? And people say, you know, money or cars. And it's like, yeah, but why? What does that do for you? And you're getting down to that very base level of an emotion, a sensation. What does it do for you? Is it freedom you're looking for? But what can you do with that freedom? Because that's where you get to your purpose. It's the thing that you take in that fills you up, the thing that you put out, that you actually give out, that fills you up as well. And we're all doing this to some degree. And actually, there's even suggestion that some of us suffer. And this will sound weird, but follow me on this. We suffer certain mental health ailments because we're not doing the things that serve our purpose, right? No, this is what I'm speaking to, Ethan, is exactly that. What we want can change, yes, and there'll be reasons behind that, right? And what we want might change because of something connected with my purpose. So, like I said, you know, growing up, I wanted to be, what was it? I wanted to be an actor, then I wanted to be a writer, then I wanted to be a singer, then I wanted to be a musician. Then I wanted to be a video game writer, then I wanted to be a video game designer, then I wanted to go into, social media, then I wanted to be a marketer. And now I'm a coach. But I actually stuck with this one because actually what I've realized is this job maintains and sustains a lot of my own, in fact, it feeds it. It's exciting for me because I'm getting to connect with people on a really deep level, but also I'm able to show them new stuff. I'm also be able to experience people in a very authentic and real way because they need that, and I need that to be able to coach them. So actually this whole, my role feeds all of those things. I love coaching. I absolutely love doing it. So it's that. And do I foresee that changing at any point? I don't know. But right now I'm really happy about it. I'm good. But the thing is, what won't change is that sense of excitement, because when you look at purpose, you're looking at what you genuinely can see being your future. If you even look at the things you want to do in your future, your purpose is connected to that. Right. When I look at my future, actually, I kind of see myself as a bit of an outdoorsy person. I hope I get a GoPro, go mountain biking, snowboarding more often, buggying, and all this stuff. Right. Because I really want to get out there. Obviously, I need to be able to afford it and have the time and stuff like that. But that's what I'm working towards. And that begins being excitement as well. So what purpose is suggesting in these cultures is that it's always there, but it's not the action. It's not the thing that you do that maintains. It's not like you love video games, right? So you're going to love video games forever. It's something that you get from video games that you can then emulate. So something could come up, and this is what would change. Something could come up in your life that gives you what video games gives you, but in a greater way. And you might find that the video games no longer satiate that purpose that you have anymore. And you might naturally just go, actually, do you know what? Like, I'm cool. I've had, and I'm saying this because I've had these. This is coming from the kid who spent his summers not going out and going to parties and stuff. I would be in my room gaming unapologetically. I wouldn't give a shit. I'd be like, I'm playing games all summer. That's what I'm doing. I don't want to go to parties. Why don't I do that? There's no games there. I'm going to go stay in my game. And I would literally stay in bed. And I remember this was during a time where, what was it? It was PS2 era, PlayStation 2. And during that time, there were more games available for any other console. There was more games available for PS2 than any other console. You could just walk into any shop and buy, like, what was it? Like 5 games for 20 quid. He's like, done. So that's what I would do. I just buy a load of games and, chill. And I do all-nighters playing games and stuff. But then I reached a point where actually I just didn't play as much. I kind of slowed down. And it wasn't because I hated them or anything. It was just like I found something else that fed me. I found something else that gave me that. And then slowly over time, there was a gradient of I'm gaming less. There's not much that pulls me out towards that at the moment. And then it gradient back again. And I went back to gaming again and spent a lot of time doing that. So yes, those things can change, but ultimately it's because the things that gaming gave me, I was able to find elsewhere. Right. And that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Right. We want excitement, or I want excitement all the time, but excitement can come from it can come from the tiniest thing. Right. This is also part of the reason I'd love to be a father. Because as much as I'm sure it's stressful and hard and difficult, which I'm sure will bring a challenge to me, no doubt, it's going to be exciting as hell, because I'm going to be watching this little person experience everything brand new for the first time. I'm going to watch someone like experience life from the ground up, and I can't wait, because that watching them explore and find stuff out and that's it. Like, it's going to be amazing. But like, again, I can find that in multiple different places all the time. So you're right in that what we want can change, but deep down there is going to be a constant of things, right? There's going to be a constant. And it's just a case of, they're bubbles. It's just a case of where we decide to go and find those things. And I think either what I could say is, this might sound a bit arrogant, so pardon me, is that maybe once you fully understand that thing, once you've got hold of that thing that you're really looking for in life, then it'll make sense, right? It'll make perfect sense. Because the things we want do change, right? Partners, kids, or, no kids or no partners, a cat, a dog, whatever. But again, we can always trace back, and it's very common because it's something I hear in all people I coach. Like, when they trace back what they've been looking for, they don't realize they've been looking for that their whole life, but they have. They can tell, they can sense it. They go, oh, that actually makes a lot of sense, because I felt this thing. And you hear people say this, I felt this thing for so long, but I couldn't really get it, and I was kind of shutting it down, not paying attention to it. But that's what it is. It's been there the whole time. I just haven't been paying attention to it. And that would speak to that purpose level of things. It's like, what you've wanted has been this, da, 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 da. But actually what you really, really wanted deep down has always been there, but you just haven't known how to speak to it or how to listen to it, or what it's trying to tell you. So you've just ignored it, and it's always going to be there. And I think you could always describe it as this really ongoing low sensation of something's missing, something's not right, there's something more. But if we don't know how to speak to that, then we never figure it out. And we just feel like life is just, and I remember actually, I thought it was just life, you know, that constant anxiety and that constant pressure of something ain't right. You know, I guess that's it. Something ain't right. And I would kind of attribute it to things that were actually going on in my immediate life. And actually, no, it was that at that point, my whole life wasn't right. Like nothing was actually going in the direction that served my purpose. So of course I was feeling that. Whereas I don't have that anymore. I really don't. I feel like everything I'm doing is exactly the right thing. What I will say is that there are moments, of course, where I think to myself, man, it'd be cool if, you know, if I was getting more of this. But I realize that's down to me. The tensions I have now are more about my action, and I'm able to speak to it directly. Whereas before, I couldn't do anything about it because I didn't know how to speak to it. Does that all make sense? I don't know if this makes sense. Tell me if it makes sense or not while I drink my water. Man, I can have a nap, you know. I'll have to eat something after this. The other beautiful thing about it, when I think about it, certainly in the quote, is that when people say, what do you want to do in life? I think the whole wonderful thing about purpose work and understanding a purpose is that it doesn't restrict you down to one thing. I think that's the power in it. Hey, Twigsy, what's up? Oh, Ethan, man, you could have got all these points, dude. And look at this. They're coming in and taking it. Oh. How are you, Twigsy? You all right? How's it going? It was just me and Ethan for the first 10 minutes. Actually, no, it was me and Ethan for the first 17 minutes of this live. So I genuinely was like, all right, cool. It's going to be me and Ethan chilling. Yeah, when people say, what do you want to do? It's actually a cooler question to answer is, what do you want to experience? And again, even then, you're not asking, I want to experience, hugging a tiger or traveling the world and stuff like that. And it's like, no, I want to experience excitement. I want to experience authenticity. I want to experience new things. I want to experience joy. Do you know what I mean? And suddenly you're like, oh, this can be anything. Now my life is open. It's not, what do you want to be enrolled at? Fireman. That's it. Like, that's my whole career now. That's it. You know what I mean? It's like, no, you can experience many, many different things, and you're allowed to, because you're saying, I don't want to experience a job or a role. I want to, go through a sensation, an experience of life. And these are the particular things that I connect to in this life. Twigsy, you said I'm okay, I guess. Everything good? What's up? Talk to us. If you want, by the way, if you want. I'm never going to force you to talk if you don't want to. Oh, my goodness me. Oh, my Lord. Oh, burpee. Very, very burpee. So burpee. Da-da-da. Okay. So Veronica's sad. What's going on, everyone? What's happening? We have okay and sad people here. What's happening? Ethan, you want to experience the adrenaline of doing 190 miles an hour around the Isles of Man? I'm a Kawasaki Ninja. So yeah, so this is it, right? And I'll speak to that, Ethan. So there is a reason that specific thing is what you want to experience, right? Now, the thing that might change is that, but what won't change is what that will do for you in terms of the sensations that gives you, right? If adrenaline is something there, then what is it about adrenaline that fires you up? And again, you speak to that. Is it the excitement? Is it just a matter of achievement? Is it the sense of exploration? Is it the adventure? Like, what is it? But you figure that out for yourself, because that thing might change. But actually, what that experience, when you have it, will do for you, you're going to want to get more of that, right? So there might be something behind that. And that's where your purpose sits, right? It's something to do with that. Yeah. You're allergic to dogs. Oh no. Oh, that sucks. And Twigsy, I feel cramping. I don't know what with me recently. I probably just need some socialization in the outside world. Now, that sucks, Veronica. It's funny, Twigsy, yeah, because we're actually talking about a subject that may be of use. I mean, it could literally just be, yeah, you just need to talk to some people outside, which is totally fair. Do you live near any of your other family members at all? Because I know that you're still allowed to go to other. In fact, hang on, I think there will be a rule uplifted this weekend. I think. Hang on. Let's just have a look. So it might have changed. I'm just gonna have a quick check now. Because I know, for example, that actually there are some areas where you're actually, if you really need to, you're actually allowed to go and visit another person. But of course, there's very, very, very strict rules as to how that circumstance come about. It's not like, oh, I'm feeling alone, let me go visit a mate. You have to stay with them as well. You have to go and stay with them. You can't just pop around. Excuse me. Because I know a friend of mine, his partner, who felt very, very like cabin fevery, went like away for maybe like 2 weeks and stayed with a friend, but it was 2 whole weeks. So let's see, what are we looking at? Yep. Oh, these are old school, man. We're not sure if these have been lifted yet, because I think they're starting to allow now people in groups of 10 at the most. I'm not sure. I swear they have started to allow that. So soon, I don't know when. Hang on. Let me find out. You might actually start being able to go out again. Let me just see. Where is it? When was this written? Oh, this is 23rd of April. This is quite a while ago. No, that's too old. Yeah. Everyone lives in Banbury. And how far are you from Banbury? I mean, I guess, are you able to talk to your family at all? Are you able to kind of discuss things with your family? Because that could be another thing. It might not necessarily be that you need to talk to different people. It might be at the moment, because of the limitations, that you just talk about different things. I don't know how you get on with your family, though, and, you know, whether or not you're able to do that. It might be a requirement of finding something new to discuss, because that's sometimes it. It's not necessarily that we need to talk to. It's not always, you know, your 50-minute drive. Oh, God. Okay, never mind. Yeah. I don't know about the groups of 10 people. It was something that I did see. I don't know if it's actually been implemented, so I wouldn't obviously try and risk that. But yeah, it could just be that there's just different things to talk about. But it's certainly going to be somewhat of a challenge. No, that sucks, Twigsy. That's a shame. And of course, there's here, but at the same time, you know, you can't actually talk to anyone, so it makes it a bit harder. Bear in mind, Twigsy, I'm doing like, I do conversations on the phone. So if you really wanted, I don't actually know if we even spoke about it, but you can talk to me. I am someone you can talk to. You realize that? And then, of course, I don't know, but I don't know if you could arrange it, but people have been able to go into college to speak to people there as well. So college is kind of half open. I think it's Wednesdays. If you really need to, you can go out, but then I guess you'd need to get a lift, wouldn't you? So yeah, like, I'm available on the phone to talk to, and I have been this whole time. So sorry for not making that clearer. But then also, yeah, you on Wednesdays, you are allowed to go into college and see people. I don't know how many people are there, but it's a possibility. And you're able to just, you know, if you need to talk to them. I know student support are there. I know Lucy's usually around as well. So there's a possibility. for sure. So, Veronica, what's telling you that you are allergic to dogs? Ooh. The seagulls. Seagulls. And there's not a sign of the sea anywhere. I got my socialization from this, my weekly phone call from Adam. There you go. Like also because Vicky's useless, right? Just sleeping all the time. Just constantly, just like, you know, being asleep, being rubbish. Stupid Vicky. Ugh, where's she been anyway? She's supposed to have been here by now. Ugh. Ugh. Bleh. Oh, today's the 75th anniversary of Veterans Day. Okay, cool. That's nice. Going to college would be cool, but I don't want to put my mum and babysitter at any kind of risk. Baby sister at any kind of risk. Well, no, because you guys. Oh no, I suppose what you mean. Yeah, no, because they would have to stay there, wouldn't they? They'd have to drive you back as well. So I get that. No, it makes sense. I was going to say because they won't be at any risk, but yeah, they'd have to stay. I'm going to take this pin out and move it again. There we go. But no, you can always talk to me. You can always talk to me. I am here to talk to. So, and we don't have to talk about anything particular. We just talk about whatever. Like it's fine. Talk about YouTube or anything like that. It only take half an hour. We just have a chat. It's cool. It's all done. Skippity bap. Went for an hour walk yesterday. So she's probably sick of me now. Oh, right. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah. Or you're sick of her. You know, it doesn't go two ways. Could go both ways. It doesn't go one way. It can go both ways. You know what I mean? Exactly. Yeah, that's right. I don't want to talk about pickup artists today. I'm just exhausted. I'm too tired. But I'll leave it for another day. But Monday, obviously. Oh, actually, I wanted to say, now I don't want to force you through that book if it seems too much to do. And actually, it turns out that I'm thinking, because Veronica's the only one doing it, I was wondering if instead, Monday we look at The Art of Being Brilliant, and then Wednesday we read From Good to Amazing, and then that way it's less brain work for you, because probably there's probably a lot going on anyway. So if I do this on Monday and then this on Wednesday, and then you'd have to worry about doing the stuff, because it was lovely that all of you wanted to partake and you were trying to do it and getting it together, but maybe it's something that actually can't be done like this and would need a lot more time and space and so on. But I was thinking actually that would work, because I don't want you guys to come in on Monday and be like, oh, you know, I really don't want you to not like my lives. That would suck. You're never sick of her. It's the last day at work on Sunday. And I was joking and saying we'd finally be besties. Oh, you guys are cute. You're adorable. But yeah, Twixie, just drop me an email. Seriously, if you ever want to chat, just like drop me an email, because I'm here. You know, that's what I've been here for. I'm not just doing lives. I'm not just doing videos every weekday. I'm here to talk to, and I have been talking to people. In fact, I realized very quickly I need to actually message a student. I need to actually tell them that I plan to call them today. So 1 second. Let me just do that while I let your comments roll in, like fly in at ridiculous rates that I can't keep up with. There we go. Fantabulous. Right. Well, without further ado, I think I'm just going to jump into the quiz, to be honest. Nice and easy quiz, nothing too strenuous. And it's all about self-care, which actually is appropriate. Ethan, you called it before we even knew we needed it. A sage. Please do message me. Absolutely. Drop me an email for sure. And we'll arrange a time to talk, because I'm talking to some students about, you know, spirituality and stuff, and like the conscious mind and things like that. Like we talk about anything, and someone talking about, you know, staying in shape. Someone talking about Minecraft. It's whatever. So I'm always here to talk to. No problem at all. Okay, so here we go. Let's do the quiz. Let's go with it. Round one. And this is a self-care quiz. All right. So maybe we'll get some tools out of this one. Thank you very much, Ethan. Shout out to Ethan, dab on the haters, for recommending this one to us. Okay, Monica, make sure you're all on the scoreboard. Monica and Twigsy. Here we go. So, question 1. What does overall wellness include? Is it A, physical, psychological, emotional, social, and spiritual? B, physical and social? C, emotional and spiritual? Or D, psychological and physical? What does overall wellness include? A, physical, psychological, emotional, social, and spiritual. B, physical and social. C, emotional and spiritual. Or D, psychological and physical. Oh, hell yeah. No, in fact, yeah, I'll put that down for sure. Hell yeah, we can talk about spirituality. I love talking about spirituality. Yeah, maybe put that one over, pickup artists for sure. Spirituality. Let's go into it. Let's go in. Love to talk about that. Okay. So the correct answer is A. It's all of them. All of them. It's literally wellness is all to do with physical, psychological, emotional, social, and spiritual. Every single one. Because in all facets, for us to truly be at our best, not the best, but at our best with wellness, actually all of these things play a factor. How do we feel in our body? How do we feel in our mind? How do we feel in our emotions? How comfortable are we with our emotions? How are we with our social lives, our friendships and relationships? And of course, on a spiritual level, are we good there? Are we comfortable with that? So yes, it's all of them. Number 2, how many hours of sleep should you have per day? A, 5 to 6 hours. B, 6 to 7 hours. C, 7 to 9 hours. Or D, 9 to 10 hours. How many hours of sleep should you have per day? A, 5 to 6 hours. B, 6 to 7 hours. C, 7 to 9 hours. Or D, 9 to 10 hours. Okay, good. The answer is indeed C. It's 7 to 8 hours, and it varies in there, actually, just depending on your age. I will say, Ethan, I'm going to give you points because actually, funny enough, when you're a teenager, you actually do need more sleep. You need more sleep than 7 to 9 hours. So technically, Ethan, you're also correct because you are all of age. So I'm going to give you points for that as well. But the kind of actual average for everyone is actually 7 to 9 hours. But it becomes less when you reach adulthood. You don't need as much, but you still need, sleep. So it's all down to that. Okay, cool. Number 3. What is a suggested amount of physical activity each day? Is it A, 15 minutes, B, 1 hour, C, 1.5 hours, or D, 30 minutes? What is a suggested amount of physical activity each day? A, 15 minutes, B, 1 hour, C, 1.5 hours, or D, 30 minutes? I've drunk up all my water, man. I am definitely not going to dehydrate. That's for sure. That is for sure. I forgot his own was. So the correct answer was actually D, 30 minutes. Just 30 minutes of activity. And bear in mind, activity can be anything from, just a little walk. I think actually, wait, let me just make this one clear. Let me make this one really clear, crystal clear. Is that it's actually about raising your heart rate. It's not about just because for some people it might be going for a walk. For some people, going for a walk does raise your heart rate. But actually raising your heart rate for up to 30 minutes a day is good. So make sure the physical activity does at least that. So if you're going to go for a walk up a hill. Find a hill and walk up it. The next one, physical activity decreases what and increases what? A, it decreases cortisol and increases endorphins, or B, it decreases endorphins and increases cortisol. So physical activity decreases what and increases what? A, decreases cortisol and increases endorphins, or B, decreases endorphins and increases cortisol. I just realized I want to Google something very quickly. It is. Oh, yes. Oh, perfect. That's awesome. Okay. Good. Good. Good, good, good. We love to see it. Oh, God, I need to eat. I can't wait to eat. Really, really can't wait to eat. Just a guess. Okay. What does Twigsy say? What does Twigsy reckon? And actually, I'm going to read you something because I learned this quite late on, and I really wanted to get more about it. Hang on. I'll try not to read too much on it, but I will read you enough. Oh my God, the ads, stop. Jesus, WebMD, chill out. Okay, cool. See you in a second, Ethan. We'll wait for Twigsy to answer. We will wait. We will wait. The one that increases endorphins. Okay. So the only one who got something right there is Twigsy. Well done, Twigsy. Yes. So, so physical activity decreases cortisol and increases endorphins. Now, actually, let me do a little bit on both because it's no fair just doing one. So let me talk about endorphins first. Endorphins is any of a group of hormones secreted within the brain and nervous system and having a number of physiological functions. They are peptides which activate the body's opiate receptors, causing an analgesic effect. So there you go. Here we go. Do endorphins make you happy? Endorphins, which are structurally similar to the drug morphine, there you go, are considered natural painkillers because they activate opioid receptors in the brain that help minimize discomfort. They can also help bring out feelings of euphoria and general well-being. So any activity that brings out endorphins just makes you feel better, right? Funny enough, Ethan, people also search for adrenaline. So there's something in that for sure. So adrenaline could also kick up the endorphin thingy, depending on what we're doing, naturally. So yeah, what is the purpose of endorphins? Not all the roles of endorphins play in the body are completely understood. We do know that endorphins are important to reduce pain and enhance pleasure. Endorphins are involved in our natural reward circuits and are related to important activities like eating, drinking, physical fitness, and sexual intercourse. Endorphins also surge during pregnancy. They minimize discomfort and pain and maximize pleasure. This helps us to continue functioning despite injury or stress. All right. So yeah, that's what endorphins do. Now, cortisol, here we go. Think of cortisol as nature's built-in alarm system. It's your body's main stress hormone. It works with certain parts of your brain to control your mood, motivation, and fear. Your adrenal glands, triangular-shaped organs at the top of your kidneys, make cortisol. It's best known for helping fuel your body's fight or flight instinct in a crisis, but cortisol plays an important role in a number of things your body does. Ethan, you back? How many spiders in England are poisonous? I'm pretty sure none of them are, dude. Well, here we go. So we'll get into it. So hang on. So actually what I've just said there, Twigsy, suggests that there are benefits to cortisol. It manages how your body uses carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. It keeps inflammation down. It regulates your blood pressure. It also increases your blood sugar, controls your sleep and wake cycle, and boosts energy so you can handle stress and restores balance afterwards, right? So your hypothalamus and pituitary glands, both located in your brain, can sense if your blood contains the right level of cortisol. If your level is too low, your brain adjusts the amount of hormones it makes. Your adrenal glands pick up these signals. Then they fine-tune the amount of cortisol they release. Cortisol receptors, which are in most cells in your body, receive and use the hormone in different ways. Your needs will differ from day to day. For instance, when your body is on a high alert, cortisol can alter or shut down functions that get in the way. These might include your digestive or reproductive systems. your immune system, or even your growth processes. So what they're saying here, and this is it, is that because exercise lowers cortisol levels, it actually allows your digestive system, reproductive system, and immune system, and your growth process to work accordingly. Whereas if you have too much cortisol, then basically it can put those things in play. And what I learned, and I'm saying this seriously, have you ever seen those people who have really like thin legs, but their body's like really, really really overweight? Like their waist is tiny, but their body, their upper half is really large. And that can be a side effect of like cortisol imbalances. That can be what happens, is that cortisol, apparently it can happen through certain chickens that have been injected with certain hormones and stuff like that as well. Well, any food really. But yeah, it can be a sign that your cortisol levels are all out of whack, which could be simply that you're just under a hell of a lot of stress. So it can create that sense, that place where your growth is mismatched and your digestive system isn't working very well. So it's good, but it's not. It's one of those things. It's good in balance, right? That thing they said about cortisol in Steven Universe Future makes more sense now. Yeah, there you go. What did they say? What did they say about cortisol? And why are you asking how many poisonous spiders there are in the UK, Ethan? I'm going to Google it. How many poisonous spiders? Hang on. None, I'm pretty sure. Are there any? There are only 3 species of spiders in the UK that can bite a human. There's the cellar spider, the woodlouse spider, and the false widow spider. Oh, I didn't know that. How many UK are actually dangerous? Essentially none. None. There are 3 common spiders in the UK that are capable of biting you. The cellar. What's the cellar spider? Is that basically what I consider to be the house spider? 1 second. No way can that bite you. Shut up. I didn't realize they were called that. I always called them just daddy long legs. All right. The woodlouse spider. Is this the house spider? 1 second. That is not the woodlouse. Whoa. That's a mean pair of jaws right there. Okay, woodlouse spider. I didn't know they could bite either, but I know that one. So house spiders don't bite you. False widow. Noble false widow. I love it. Oh, giant house. There you go. Giant house spider. Yeah. So those don't bite you. Well, apparently there you go then. Have I seen one of these before? I don't think I have. How dangerous are false widow spiders? Yeah, they bite, but they don't give a shit. They're not poisonous, so we're fine. We're fine. Good. Thank you for showing me that, because there's quite a few spiders. I always say, I love it. When I think of spiders and octopus, I always think, why on earth are we looking for alien life out in space? It's right here on Earth. These things have 8 eyes and 8 legs. You couldn't think of anything closer to aliens. Just the fact that we're used to it, like we're familiar with them. But actually, when you think about it, what are they? What are they? Look at them. Weird. Ugh. You got bit by a spider. Oh, no. Oh, you're all right, dude. Yeah, it might be one of those 3, but you're okay. There's no poisonous ones, so you're okay. Basically, in Steven, was reacting to a gem equivalent of cortisol because he was extremely stressed. Yeah. So yeah, cortisol produces it's what's released in your body when you're stressed. That's how we balance out. But if it's produced too much, it really messes with you. It's not great. All right, cool. So there we go. Nicely done, everyone. Round 5. Here we go. Number 5. All of these are true except. So basically, which one of these is not true? A, make sure to drink plenty of water. B, don't skip meals, which I have done, which is bad. C, eat meals high in fat, sugar, and salt. Or D, don't drink too much caffeine. Which one of these is untrue? An untrue bit of good advice. So A, make sure to drink plenty of water. B, don't skip meals. C, eat meals high in fat, sugar, and salt. And D, don't drink too much caffeine. Let me have a look at this. I'm going to just quickly Google this. It's explained in the episode Growing Pains that Stephen has experienced the gem version of the stress hormone. Okay. Nice. Cool. His body is so used to the extreme amounts of danger that it now goes into fight mode over small everyday stresses like friends moving away. A doctor very clearly states that Stephen is suffering PTSD, a topic rarely, if ever, explored in a kids show. Wow, okay. When we started working on the show in 2012, I swore from no person very on the show. Nice. Okay, cool. Fair enough. No. I didn't mind researching it. That's okay. I mean, again, I've only just started watching it, so I haven't got to the place where it really goes in. So the correct answer is the one that isn't true. The one of these that is not true is actually C. Eat meals high in fat, sugar, and salt. You don't do that. That's not a good idea because all sorts of bad things happen. Right, Veronica got a point for that one. Well done. Okay, number 6. If you correctly manage your feelings, hang on, round 6, there we go. If you correctly manage your feelings, you will A, develop a positive self-esteem, B, learn to effectively cope with stress, C, maintain healthy and satisfying relationships, or D, all of the above. If you correctly manage your feelings, you will A, develop positive self-esteem, B, learn to effectively cope with stress, C, maintain healthy and satisfying relationships, or D, all of the above. What you got? Very good indeed. Everyone's correct. All of the above. It was indeed all of the above. Well done. Okay. Next one, round 7. Which of these is important in regards to social self-care? Which of these is important in regards to social self-care? A, don't keep your parents updated on your class schedule. B, become involved in groups and associations on campus. C, don't interact with others. Or D, don't study with other people in your class. Which of these is important in regards to social self-care? I mean, yeah, giant house spiders. I mean, the thing is that they are pretty much the most harmless ones. They're not, it's annoying because they are the largest ones that we have out here in the UK. They are the biggest ones, but they are pretty much docile. They don't really do much to us. They basically just try to, mind their own damn business and chill. That's all they're trying to do. In fact, they are the ultimate spider bros because, oh my God, yikes, that's terrifying. Now I'm looking at big giant spiders and I don't like it. But yeah, they're spider bros. They're the spider bros because all they do is they deal with all the bugs and stuff in your house, and they just chill. And generally they keep themselves in corners and away from sight. And they don't really bother with humans, whereas the other ones that do, we don't really want to mess with those guys. But no, giant house spiders, little bastards. They're not meanies. They look it anyway. They look mean, but they're not because they look a lot like huntsmen in Australia. So the options are: which of these is important in regards to social self-care? A, don't keep your parents updated on your schedule. B, becomes involved in groups and associations on campus. C, don't interact with others. And D, don't study with other people in your class. Okay, cool. All right. Yes, indeed, it's B. Yes. It is become involved in groups and associations on campus. That's the one. Well played. Well played. Well played. Nice. So the next one, number 8. Oh, sorry. What percentage of nursing students? What the hell? Okay, well, this is just random, but here we go. What percentage of nursing students experience stress, often leading to anxiety or depression? Is it A, 25%, B, 33%, C, 47%, or D, 75%? I think, hang on. Oh, to help you pass nursing school. Right, self-care strategies to help you pass nursing school. Right, that'll explain it. So what percentage of nursing students experience stress often leading to anxiety, depression? A, 25%, B, 33%, C, 47%, or D, 75%? Ethan. A. All right. Well, none of you were correct. It was B, 33%. 33%. That's 1 in 3. That's pretty bad. But better than 75. So, hey ho. Right. God, I really need to eat something. Right. Psychological self-care includes all of these, except. So, which one of these is not included in psychological self-care? A, self-reflection or self-awareness. B, sensory engagement. C, worrying and negative thoughts. Or D, practice asking and receiving help. So which one of these is not a form of psychological self-care? A, self-reflection and self-awareness. B, sensory engagement. C, worrying and negative thoughts. Or D, practice asking and receiving help. Indeed, it's C. Yes, it's basically worrying, negative thoughts. That's not a good practice of psychological self-care. Not great. Worrying and stressing about stuff. No. We don't do this. Not a good idea. Okay, next one. Final one. Here we go. Final one. Okay, number 10. The stress of nursing school may seem overwhelming at times, but it will be worth it. Is that A, true and true, B, false and true, C, true and false, or D, false and false? So the stress of nursing school may seem overwhelming at times. Is that true or false? But it will be worth it. Is that true or false? A, both true. B, it's false that it's overwhelming at times, but true that it'll be worth it. C, it's true that it will be overwhelming at times, but false that it'll be worth it. Or D, it's false that it'll be overwhelming at times and false that it will be worth it. Look at you guys. Yeah, pretty much. All yeah, because they always do that at the end of quizzes, don't they? Yeah. The last question is always like a free giveaway points. Just here you go, his points. Fantastic. Okay, so at the end of that quiz, everyone, in third place, Ethan. Well done, Ethan. Is your points. Fantastic stuff. Way to go. We love to see it. Second place is Twigsy with 30 points. So well done, Twigsy. Again, congratulations. We love to see it. And then in first place this week is Veronica. Well done. Good. And now, because of that, Veronica, because you came back and because you missed the quiz yesterday, Twigsy and Veronica are level pegging for the top spot now. You're level pegging. You're both at the top spot. So there we go. And by a long way. So well done. Dab on the haters. Exactly. You dab all over the haters. Just dabble over them. Just give it a good old dab. Dab away, darling. Dab away. No, very good. Excellent stuff. And that is it for this week of Dan's Den Live. Next week, we'll talk spirituality. If you have any other topics you want to bring to the table, of course, you know, as you've seen, that I'll go into it. Monday, I think what I will do, I'll call it Monday. We start on the art of being brilliant. Let's start on that, right? Let's give you stuff to listen to and think about instead of stuff for you to do that will overwhelm. We don't want that. But yes, have a lovely weekend. Thank you, Veronica. Have a great weekend. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy the sun because it's wonderful out there as best you can. And I will see you all on Monday at 12 p.m. Mwah. Love you all dearly and take care. Goodbye all.